Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. Knowing how much anxiety this is gonna give me, I don't know why I do this to myself, but it just hits every time. So today I'm back with a very long overdue perfume haul. For a while there, I felt like I was doing them back to back and then I just stopped, and I don't even remember when my last perfume haul was. And I know I've done like dedicated review to fragrances, so technically, I mean, obviously I've bought fragrances, but I haven't done an actual haul video where I just sat down and shown a bunch of new fragrances that I got. And I definitely do have new fragrances. This video is gonna be part one of many perfume hauls to come, more high-end fragrances, and of course I also have affordable perfume hauls to come as well. So you're definitely gonna be seeing a few perfume hauls to come, but I know you guys enjoy these videos. There's been tons of new releases. I think that we all know this by now. Every time I blink, there's a new perfume release, but they're all really good and I feel like I need to buy all of them. And also this is my job, so I feel like I need to buy them to review for you guys as well. So it's been kind of hard to keep up, but I feel like I've done a good job at getting things that I truly think I would love. So today I have 4 new fragrances to show you guys. Before I show you all these new perfumes, I did want to mention really quickly, I just posted on my community tab that I want to do a Q&A type video here in the near future. I'm gonna make it kind of like a get ready with me kind of style because I don't want to just like sit here and talk. I want to do my makeup, and I know you guys have been requesting like a makeup video, but I wanted to ask one more time in this video, please leave me any questions you may have. That community post already got a few questions, so I'm gonna choose some fun and exciting ones to answer in a video. I really wanted to do this because we hit 50k now, which is crazy to think that we are 50. We're over 50 now. We're at like 56, which is crazy. I feel like I just hit 50 and here we are closer to 60. So I want to kind of sprinkle in these more personal videos so you can kind of get to know me, if you even care. If you don't, that's fine. But if you want to leave me any questions, leave them in the comments of this video. I'm going to pick them from this video and also from the community tab post that I made as well. All right, so without further ado, if you want to see all these new fragrances I've picked up, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. Let's start off with this. You guys have been noticing that I've been sprinkling in some freshies here and there, a good amount of freshies. And for my older viewers that have been with me for the couple years that I've been on YouTube, you know my perfume taste is usually very sweet. I love gourmand leaning fragrances, sweet, sexy, that's kind of my thing. And it still is. That has not changed, but I'm getting a lot more open to fresher perfumes. Very strict on the type of fresh perfumes that I like, but I'm getting into them. I feel like I am maturing. I kind of discovered this very accidentally, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little mini story because you know I love to talk. I was at Sephora, as I do a lot, and I wanted to go to a different section and look at a product, but there was people there. So you know, like when there's people where you want to like grab something or look at something, you feel this need to pretend like you're looking at something else so you don't look really awkward. That was me. Basically, there was like a group of people huddled up into this little section that I wanted to see products, and I didn't feel like rummaging through with these strangers. So I just kind of went to a section that was close by until they left, and that happened to be the Wayy section, and I smelled this one. This is North Bondi by Wayy. If you don't know, this brand is actually a hair care brand. All of their hair care has really nice scents to it, and I really like the packaging. It's a very clean, it's that clean girl aesthetic where it just looks super clean and fresh. You could put this, well, I was gonna say in your bathroom, but don't do that because you can't have perfumes in your bathroom. They'll go bad like this. But like on your vanity or something. It's a really nice bottle, and the cap on it is not too heavy and it's magnetic. There's another one in this range as well, which I think it's called Melrose Place or something. That one reminded me a lot of the Chanel Chance Tendre. Just like a fresh fruity scent. It was okay. But this one really caught my attention, and it's pretty fresh for the most part, but it has a very heavy woodiness about it. For me, that is one criteria that any fresh scent has to check off. I love woody scents. It reminds me of one of my favorite perfumes, which is Givenchy's Irresistible. It's kind of citrusy. It has a little bit of floral in it, but it's not too much floral, and then it has a musky sandalwood patchouli background, and you smell the patchouli in here, but it's not in a overwhelming kind of way. It doesn't take away from all the other notes. There's like a little bit of everything in here, but it's just so beautiful. I find this so sexy, and after I discovered it, I was doing a little bit of research. I looked it up on TikTok, I looked it up on YouTube, and it seems to be like a really, really highly complimented scent. And for all my sweet girls like me out there, I feel like this is an amazing transition into the fresh world because there is sweetness into this. It's not a sweet fragrance by any means, but it's definitely a nice transition. There's a raspberry note in here, and I'm not saying that I smell that heavily, but maybe that's what's giving a sweetness to this. The actual notes in here are top notes of Italian lemon, apple blossom, bergamot, and raspberry, middle notes of May rose, violet, and jasmine, and base notes of white musk, patchouli, and sandalwood. Bottom line, really, really good, sexy, it's crisp, it has a deep woodiness. It's a type of fresh scent where it has depth to it. It's not just gonna disappear, and it also lasts a long time. I've worn this back to back a few days, and I could smell it on my clothes the next day. It's a very like signature worthy scent, I would say, where people could remember you by this scent because it is a pretty unique scent. And if you love Givenchy's Irresistible, you would love Wayy North Bond. Speaking of freshies that are also sweet and very woody, again on that same realm, I picked up Micheal Kors Wonderlist. This has been a fragrance that has caught my eye for years, honestly, and I don't know why I never bought it, but I finally got around to buying it. Right off the bat, what I can say is if you like the alien scent, the alien DNA, or just heavier jasmines, maybe, you would love this. There is a big jasmine factor to this, and I find that so sexy and so feminine. This is like a powerful woman. She's a rich, powerful woman that really knows herself. She's super confident. Oh, it's so good. But she's also like a little scandalous and a little sexy at the same time. It is pretty floral, but not too floral. If anything, it's the kind of florals that I like. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's woody, but not too woody. It's just like perfect. And the top notes in it are kind of like, well, not really shocking, but like it has almond milk, and you would think that that makes this really creamy, and it's not really that for me. I do feel like initially when this opens up, it does have a slight little nutty vibe to it, so maybe that's where that almond milk comes from, and the fact that it is in the top notes, that makes sense. But along with the top notes, you also get bergamot and pink pepper. The bergamot is definitely playing a role in here because it does start off like that very juicy, sort of tangy, crisp citrus type of scent, and then that pink pepper just adds a tiny little bit of spice, which I love. That's another note that I love in fragrances a ton. The middle notes are heliotrope, jasmine, sambac, and carnation. Definitely smell that jasmine sambac. It is very much there, which is what I said. There's something about this that reminds me of Alien. Now I know Alien is a very polarizing scent. I don't see this as super polarizing, so I mean, if you love Alien, I don't see why you wouldn't love this because it does have a similar vibe to it. But then on the flip side of that, if you are a hater of Alien, I still think you might like this because it's more toned down, it's more wearable, and not as polarizing. I find this actually like a really crowd-pleasing scent for the most part. And the base notes, this has sandalwood, benzoin, and cashmere wood. So again, with that heavy woodiness, that definitely plays a role in here. I think ultimately that's what's giving this that super sexy quality. And then those florals are giving it that feminine quality, and just everything meshed together is just beautiful. I would say this is a really good year-round scent, but I do feel like for the spring and summer especially, this is going to be really good. Okay, so I almost had a little mini heart attack because somebody knocked at my door, but it was the mail, and look what just came. Look what I have here. I do eventually want to do like a dedicated review to this as well. It's the Oudgasm Vanilla Oud by Kayali that literally just came out. Wait till the end of this video for a little first impression because it is unopened, and I want to get into it so badly right now, but let's get through everything else first. I feel like I'm doing a lot more like spring summer perfumes in this video, and I know we're getting into the fall and winter time, which kind of calls for something a little bit heavier, but those are coming. The last two are definitely going to be on the heavier side than these first three that I'm showing. But my next fragrance, which now this is number 1 of 2 Kayali scents that I've picked up in this haul, so I've really gotten into the whole house of Kayali lately. I never thought I would, just because a lot of the times when I smelled their fragrances at the store, like the testers, I found them more on the polarizing side, but I don't know what has happened to my nose recently. I've been really appreciating them. I feel like they just have a lot to give, and this is not sponsored by any means. I've never worked with Kayali. So Kayali, if you're watching, love your fragrances. I would love to collaborate because I'm freaking obsessed. But this is now my 4th Kayali scent, and then the next one that I'm going to show, the new one that just came out, that would be my 5th Kayali scent now. So I love that I have a nice little collection going of these scents. But I picked up Kayali Utopia Vanilla Cocoa. So clearly this is definitely gonna be a summer type scent. Here's the bottle. I'm gonna try to hold it still because it is like a mirrored packaging, so I don't want to blind you, but I really love it. It looks super luxurious, and I know that this kind of seems new to you guys because I'm hauling it in this video, and I don't think at least that I've shown it in a video before, but I've actually had this for a minute now, so I have worn it a good amount. I made a nice little dent in it. It's at about like right here. Every time I wear it, I get compliments. My mom even complimented me on this, and that's weird for her because she is not usually into like the sweeter scents. The KKW and Kayali collaboration, the pink lips, smells kind of on a similar vibe to this. Also, Juicy Couture Bodacious, which that was a really nice surprise because you guys know I love Bodacious. This fits into a category of scents. It's basically just a really creamy vanilla coconut sort of mixture, but then it also has this sexy, again, intoxicating vibe about it, and it also has jasmine sambac, just like this Micheal Kors Wonderlist, which I can clearly smell in here. It's like the same type of jasmine sambac in both. This one has top notes of coconut milk, honeysuckle, pear blossom, Italian lemon, middle notes of gardenia, tuberose, jasmine sambac, and ambrette, and then base notes of bourbon vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and patchouli. It has a lot of white florals in it, which normally I would be kind of scared to approach that kind of fragrance, but in here everything works so well. And ultimately it's that vanilla and the coconut that kind of dominate over everything else. So if anything, all the other notes are just kind of like little additions to this, but it's those two notes that you're gonna smell the most. And I said coconut, but it's actually coconut milk. But you can definitely smell a coconut scent in here very clearly. It's just super creamy and lactonic. So it's really nice for more of like a coconut and vanilla scent. I feel like those types of scents a lot of times can lean very body spray-ish and maybe sometimes juvenile. This is like the mature version of that type of scent, the mature and the perfume version of that type of scent. I love it. It will get you so many compliments. I feel bad for showing this fragrance now because we are heading into the colder seasons, but I mean, summer is gonna come, you know? Next summer, definitely pick this scent up. I highly recommend. All right, next up, I have talked about this fragrance in a dedicated review, but I wanted to haul it in this video as well, and also just to kind of give a little update on how I feel about it, and that is the new Burberry Goddess fragrance. My update on this is that I am absolutely head over heels in love with Burberry Goddess. I'm sorry for saying this like for the millionth time in this video, but this is one of the sexiest perfumes ever, and there was some back and forth like backlash about this. I feel like people were expecting more, I don't know, but to me this actually smells like a very unique vanilla. So I don't know why people for any reason are hating this because I love it. It's kind of like a spicy vanilla in the best way. It's so warm, and this is definitely gonna be I would say year round again. Like you can definitely still wear this in the spring and summertime, but it's gonna be so good for the fall and winter just because it is on the sweeter side. This has top notes of vanilla, lavender, cacao, and ginger, middle notes of vanilla caviar, and base notes of vanilla absolute. So there's 3 different vanilla notes in here in addition to a cocoa note, so you can already tell how sweet this is gonna be. But even so, with all these sweet notes, it's not too sickeningly sweet, just overwhelming sweet. It's not that at all. I feel like just the combination with the lavender and the ginger, this kind of spice that those 2 notes are adding to this, it's giving it this sex appeal, this deliciousness. I mean, as if vanilla wasn't already a sexy note on its own. Those 2 are adding just such a beautiful touch to it, and I've been enjoying it so much. To me, this smells like Nina Ricci by Nina Ricci, which is like the scent of my childhood. But if that scent was more mature, more sexy, and had a ton of vanilla in it, it would be Burberry Goddess. I did more of like an in-depth, detailed, dedicated review to this fragrance, so if you want to check that out, I will link it up in the cards. and you can see a lot more info on it. Let's get to the most exciting part of this video, because let's be real, as soon as this came in, I've just been wanting to dig into it. So Kayali just released these 4 fragrances, and also, what is it called? Bakor, if I'm not mistaken. It's like this room scent that you kind of like burn it. I'm pretty sure they have that with each one of these fragrances, but basically there's 4 perfumes in this line that are oud oriented. This one, and Mona said it in her introduction video to these fragrances as well. She said that this was the most approachable introduction to oud, like if you are somebody that is kind of scared, because oud is a very rich note and it can be a very polarizing note. And fun fact, it is also one of the most, if not I think the most expensive notes that can be in fragrances, and it's usually found in a lot of these Arab fragrances, which has been like a new love of mine. I've been loving discovering new Arab fragrances. They are some of the best fragrances, and I think people are starting to realize that now. Like I said, there's 4 perfumes in total in this collection that are oud oriented, and I'm gonna talk more about those other ones and tell you the names and what I think of the other ones in my dedicated review to this, just because I want to take my time in that video. This is more so of just a first initial impression. I'm not even really gonna dive into notes in this video. I'm just hauling it. I love the bottle. It's just has this dark femme fatale sort of vibe to it, and I've been hearing good things about this. Okay, I smell nothing. First spray. Ooh. Oh my god, that is not at all what I thought it was gonna be. I don't even know what I thought it was gonna be, but this... Oh wow. The only thing I'm gonna say about it is that this has some niche quality to it. Oh, I really like this. This is so rich, and that oud you smell, it has this rich smokiness to it, but it's not too much. It's so sexy. This is definitely a fall and winter scent. And as I said in the beginning of this video, because of that oud factor in these scents, and this note just being so expensive, this is actually a little bit higher up in price than the other Kayalis, which are usually around like $100 even, I believe. This is actually $140, so it's a little bit more up there, but you have to keep in mind it's a richer note. It's a more expensive note for them to acquire and to add in these fragrances, so it makes sense, okay? I'll give it that. But let's say like a fragrance like this, Burberry Goddess, this was like $120, $140 for the big size. It's crazy, and I just don't understand why. Whereas this one, there is a reason to it, and when you're paying that price, you know why at least. So it just makes it a little bit better, but yeah, this is so nice. The more it's drying down, the smoother. It's so smooth. They really did that oud so beautifully in here, and it's definitely like a perfect introduction to oud for those of you that are a little bit scared to it. It's not that intense in this. It's so good. I really like it as far as like a first impression, but definitely stay tuned for a dedicated review diving into the notes, talking about the other scents and everything. But I'm so excited that I got this scent while I'm filming this video, because you guys got to see like a little live reaction of it. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know of any other new fragrances out there that I should be picking up and reviewing. And don't forget to leave your questions if you have any, and I will be including them in a future Q&A. That is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!